On the evening of June 9, 1995, 6-year-old Morgan Nick vanished without a trace from a Little League baseball field in Alma, Arkansas, a small, tight-knit town nestled in the foothills of the Ozarks. Her disappearance would spark one of the largest missing child investigations in Arkansas history, haunting the community for decades and leaving behind questions that remain unanswered to this day. Morgan was a bright and playful first grader from Ozark, Arkansas, about 30 miles from Alma. She had blonde hair, blue eyes, and a shy but sweet personality. That night, she and her mother, Colleen Nick, had driven to Alma to attend a Little League baseball game with some family friends. It was supposed to be a carefree summer evening, filled with laughter, snacks, and the crack of bats hitting baseballs under the warm glow of field lights. It turned into a nightmare. The game started around 8:30 p.m. at the Alma ballpark, a modest venue near a high school. Morgan wasn't particularly interested in the game, but she enjoyed being there with her friends. As the evening wore on, two of Morgan's friends, ages 8 and 10, asked her if she wanted to go catch fireflies in the grassy area just beyond the stands. It was something kids had done for years at these games. The area was dimly lit but familiar, and visible from the bleachers. At first, Colleen hesitated, unsure if Morgan should go. But after watching other children running and playing nearby, she relented. Morgan took off her shoes and joined the other kids in the field. They played just out of direct sight but within shouting distance. At one point, Morgan's friends returned to the bleachers to empty sand from their shoes. When they went back out, Morgan was gone. It was around 10:45 p.m. Initially, no one panicked. It was a well-attended, family-friendly event. People assumed she might have wandered off, maybe gone to get a drink or use the bathroom. But as minutes passed with no sign of her, and her name was called out over the loudspeakers with no response, fear began to creep in. Colleen alerted police immediately. Within minutes, officers were combing the ballpark, searching nearby fields, bathrooms, bleachers, and the parking lot. Witnesses soon came forward with something deeply concerning. Several people recalled seeing a man near a red pickup truck parked close to where Morgan had been playing. The truck was described as a red Ford with a white camper shell that had window coverings, possibly black. One witness said it was an older model, possibly from the 1980s. Some described the man as being in his 20s to 30s, dirty-looking, with a scruffy beard. He had been seen talking to the children earlier in the evening and reportedly watched them for some time. Investigators feared the worst almost immediately. This wasn't a child who had wandered off. This was a likely abduction. The search ramped up quickly. Roadblocks were set up. Volunteers and law enforcement combed the area late into the night and into the following days. Helicopters, dive teams, and tracking dogs were brought in. The Arkansas State Police, the FBI, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children all got involved. But Morgan had vanished in a window of just minutes, and no solid leads emerged. As time passed, attention focused on the red truck and the unidentified man. Despite national media coverage and composite sketches, the man was never identified. Over the years, authorities received thousands of tips, but none led to Morgan. Several suspects were investigated, including known sex offenders and drifters passing through the area, but nothing ever stuck. One of the strongest leads came in 2002, when authorities searched property in Boonville, Arkansas, based on a tip that Morgan had been buried there. Cadaver dogs reportedly alerted to an area, but excavation found nothing. Other searches followed in Oklahoma, Missouri, and various parts of Arkansas, but all ended with the same result: no trace of Morgan. Morgan's mother, Colleen, became a tireless advocate for missing children. She founded the Morgan Nick Foundation, which works to support families of missing kids and promote child safety awareness. She also lobbied successfully for legislation to create the Amber Alert system in Arkansas. In 2010, hope flickered again when police searched a vacant house in Spiro, Oklahoma, based on another tip. Cadaver dogs were brought in, but again, no evidence of Morgan was found. In 2021, the FBI and state police searched another property in Pope County, Arkansas. This time, they used ground-penetrating radar and focused on a backyard well. Once again, the tip didn't pan out. In all these years, Morgan's case has never gone cold in the eyes of investigators. The Arkansas State Police maintains that the case is active and ongoing, and they continue to receive tips. A special task force was even formed to re-examine evidence with newer forensic techniques. Still, Morgan has never been found. She would be in her mid-30s today. Morgan's backpack, her shoes, her toys, none of them were ever recovered. There was no confirmed sighting of her beyond that night. No ransom demand, no communication, just silence. The ballpark in Alma still stands. Over time, a playground was built there in Morgan's honor. It serves as a painful reminder of that night, of how a child vanished in minutes from a place that should have been safe, surrounded by family and community. There have been many theories over the years about trafficking, targeted abduction, or a random crime of opportunity. But without Morgan or a perpetrator, nothing can be proven. For Colleen Nick, there is no closure, only persistence. She said many times that she believes Morgan is still out there, and until proven otherwise, she'll never stop searching. And so the mystery remains. How could a little girl disappear from a baseball game with people all around and never be seen again?